son! How's everyone doing today, though? Listen, I know I'm looking a little bit buff in this, okay? Like, I understand that your boy might be looking a little bit buff in this. I'm telling you, you know, just to set your expectations right, it's a size medium. It's a size medium, boys. I know my chest is big. You don't need to let me know about that. Because I already know about that, bruh. Today, we've got a splendid game of qualifiers. You see these teams right here on the YouTube long form? You see that right there? Oh, yeah, moving around on your screen. These are some of the favorite teams for today. They are some of the favorite teams for today. It's going to be a good day, isn't it, chat? It is. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day for some Call of Duty Mobile. My little scrumptious though. How are you, Ferg? I'm doing great, man. How are you? Back to COD M officially or not? Bro, I hosted a tournament like 2 weeks ago. What do you mean back to COD M? I never left. I never left Call of Duty Mobile. It's just I was grinding, brother. Like, let a bro grind, chat. Am I right or am I right? No, I think I'm correct on that. Let a bro grind, Chattington. My little scrumdiddly-umptious dude, Chattington. How's everyone doing today? Are we all having great days today? We got a 4-match series for Qualifiers 1 of our July Battle Royale League event. Now, we're going away. I'm announcing it right here and now, chat. We're going away from naming our events gimmicky names, and from now on it will just be known as BRL. That's the official name. We've used it candidly in the past, but now it's just known as the Battle Royale League. Okay, it's the BRL. We're calling it BRL. That's what it is, instead of it being like the snowboard band tournament or the no bands tournament or blah 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 tournament or the shotgun only tournament. Like, we'll still have those inside the BRL, so there might be a Battle Royale August event that is shotguns only, or snipers only, or snowboard band. Like, that might be in the event, but the event will no longer be called that. Like, it will no longer be shotgun band tournament. It will be BRL July, BRL August, BRL September, BRL October. That's the way we're going to run it from now on. And then below the title, or when you hear me talking, you'll hear what's going to be banned and what's not. And we'll switch things up probably every single month. Obviously, this month, in my opinion, is one of the most special months of the BRL because we're banning snowboard. We're banning snowboard for 1 month, including all of the qualifiers. All of the qualifiers have banned snowboard, and the finals have snowboard banned. Completely banned. You're not allowed to use it whatsoever. Not a single snowboard is allowed on the battlefield. So I'm actually curious, chat, to see what teams come out on top and what teams, you know, might end up on the flop, chat. I feel like there's a couple of teams, brah, that, you know, could end up doing terribly. I'm seeing a couple of dudes on TikTokerton talk about a mic issue. This must be like a TikTok issue, bro. Like, TikTok must be having hella issues, bro. Not gonna lie. Because I've never had this before. What about now, TikTok? Let me know now. BRL snipers only would go crazy. I actually agree. I think BRL snipers would go spectacularly. Spectacularly. What's the room code? You're too late, buddy. All right. I don't think you understand. Buddy. All right, TikTok, love you guys. Thanks for pointing out that my mic was goofy. I don't know why it does that sometimes. I actually have no idea why it does it. But yeah, we got 25 teams of 4. And there's only a couple that are going to qualify straight into the finals. There's actually 3 teams that go into the finals. And then see all of the other teams that are from 4 down to 10. Those guys are going to go into the sudden death. And sudden death is your back's against the wall. It's your last chance at qualifying. And if you don't make it, you don't make it. Okay? You don't get in whatsoever. But today is 4-game series, and the top 3 go through to the finals to play against the biggest and the best players of all time. And I'm going to say this once again. Matter of fact, I'm going to make sure I record saying this here and now. Over the last 7 years, COD Mobile has experienced many different Battle Royale players. And And each year, there's been a new guy that comes up, and he's the best for that year, etc. I'm telling you here and now, there has never, ever been as good of a BR player as what you see competing in these tournaments. I don't care about, what about this guy's prime? What about that guy's prime? I don't care. If you go back and watch the clips from all of the other eras, there has never, ever been as good of a player base in COD Mobile's Battle Royale mode as there is right now. So when you see these teams playing at a high level, or you see these clutches, they are the best to ever do it. There's never been anyone better. They are the groundbreakers. Of course, there's been great players in the past, but right now, these players are the best there has ever been to set the record straight. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, chat. All right, let's speak about some notable teams inside of this qualifiers, chat. Chatting done. Ooh, notable teams. Teams 1 through 4 are the strongest performers in the back-to-back qualifiers, finishing in the top 5 and showcasing exceptional gameplay, chat. Exceptional gameplay, indeed, Leocious. Some of them got through, some of them did not, and some of them you'll probably already know their names. Some of them you'll probably see them as a fan favorite for your region, whether it's Latin America, Philippines, we've got Europe, Middle East. Middle East is a new region that's come back with, you know, a fiery spirit, a big fiery spirit after experiencing some turbulence in the region. I can relate to the turbulence because I live in Dubai, chat, all right? There was bombs going off everywhere, you know? I felt like I was in an IRL Call of Duty match, chat. It felt like Predator missiles were coming in at all times. But you know, chat, I threw down the trophy systems. I had the SAM turrets on lock, and we made it through it. We made it through it, chat. Oh, we did, chat. Yes, sir. My little scrumdiddlyumptious. Oh. Team number 5, Mad Rez. Ooh, this guy was actually featured in one of our recordings recently that you're going to see sometime very soon. If you don't know, we're doing a $25,000 video series on YouTube right now, and the first video will probably come out in the next couple of weeks or so, and then after that, every single week you'll see a video from that, and then after that we're going to do it again, but we're going to specialize it in best multiplayer players, or maybe we'll specialize one in best BR players. So we got a ton of stuff coming with COD Mobile. I know a lot of you guys are thinking like, oh, he abandoned I did not abandon COD Mobile. Okay, I did not betray COD Mobile. It's just for whatever reason you keep seeing the other game pop up in your timeline. I don't know why. Like, clips of me playing that other title just go viral. They just go viral. So you just don't see me posting COD M because you see the other stuff. I never left. I've always been here. I mean, I can't help it. You know, things just go viral for unknown reasons. Am I right, chat? Am I right, my little scrumptious though? Hi, Fergie. Hello, Miss J. How are you doing? All right. Going through the other awesome teams inside of here. COD Ninjas featured again, okay? COD Ninja has won a tournament in 2024. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here. COD Ninja was at the top of Battle Royale. This again reiterates my point that this is the best anyone has ever been at Battle Royale. Because COD Ninja was on top back in 2024. And nowadays, him and his team are struggling to get even into the finals. Struggling to make it to compete into the finals. Back in 2024, they were winning finals. Things are different nowadays. These players are insane. Their chemistry is on point. Their communication, concise. And most importantly, their mechanical gun skill, oh, majestic. There's never been players as good as this in the past. So prime for prime, these guys will beat everyone. Speaking of prime for prime, chat, what's up, Benji? Princess is part of team number 13. Going down to even more notable teams. Ooh, I remember Broski. He was also in our $25,000 video series that is coming very, very soon. Oh, yeah. And then with team number 14, we've got Reborn Cootie. This guy is regarded as being a really good Jackal player, but Jackal's banned. And I know people are thinking, why have you still got Jackal banned? I wasn't thinking of taking out this series, but then we made it so that snowboard's not allowed. And I feel like if snowboard's not in the game, because we want to try it out for a month, right? We want to see what it's like playing Battle Royale with no snowboarding competitive. It's just something cool, something quirky
See what COD MBR is like without it. But if that's not going to be there, it's going to be really hard to dodge jackals. So I just felt like, you know, a snowboard nerf would indirectly buff the jackal massively, and it would be unfair to, you know, have one of those, or 2 or 3 or 4 in the sky when nobody can even get around the map, especially because you can just lock onto cars with that thing. So that's why that's out. And then team number 22, a team, again, filled with players that have been in the finals in the past. Zluth has definitely won a $10,000 tournament in the past, for sure. I feel like Magma might have also won. Magna or Hypno have definitely placed super high in the finals. Zluth has definitely won one. I think he won with Ackman back when Ackman used to play inside of these events when he was in the tippity top of the mountain. But yeah, chat, we're going to get ready to get into game number 1. Remember, we're calling it BRL from now on. It's an easier naming system. This is BRL July, okay? Those other tournaments were just me coming back and hosting a couple of back-to-backs because the back-to-back was back in COD Mobile, but this is the official BRL July tournament. And that's why we're going to run it from now on. So there will be BRL months, right? Where we're hosting qualifiers, we're hosting sudden deaths, and then the finals will be sometime towards the end of the month, every single month. Could be in the 3rd week, could be in the 4th week. Just depends on what the schedules are looking like. But at the start of the months, it's all going to be like qualifiers. And hopefully, depending on schedules, of course, we'd like to host the qualifiers on the weekends. Every weekend, there should be like some sort of qualifier. If not, like this time around, we have another qualifier on Monday, just because schedules were so tight. Either way, chat, I'm ready if you're ready, chat. Are we ready to get into game number 1? No, my scrumdiddlyumptious, though. Oh my god, it started up. It's almost as if Madnan has the stream up, chat. It's almost as if the broski has the stream up, broski. Oh my gosh. You changed setup or something? I did. I moved to a new house recently, Sims. You must have not been in the stream for, I guess, like a couple of weeks. Yeah, I moved in here a couple of weeks ago. I actually love this setup. I think this setup's great. Yeah, I feel like if I add anything else to it, it'll probably get overdone. So I'm just going to keep it the way it is, probably. You know? Maybe I'll add more sound cancelling into it. Not really too sure just yet. Well, let's go. Chatting to it. My little scrumdiddlyumptious dude. Berg, let me join. You're too late. If you want to join any of these tournaments, we're going to put the link to the Discord server where we host the qualifiers out of in the description of the YouTube live stream. It's also in the pinned comment of the YouTube live stream. Also, Pookie Bears, if you're on TikTok, you can go to my description or the bio on TikTok, I think it's called. If you want to try your luck at being a part of the qualifiers in the future, of course. Remember, this is a big operation, chat. There's hundreds of teams trying to join this. Dare I say, maybe even close to thousands of teams trying to join into these qualifiers. So you need to register for the next tournament fast. All right, when we open up those registrations, they go like that. It's instant. Within the hour, it's booked. Like, every spot has been taken. Everyone wants to stand a chance to compete against the very best. Speaking of the very best, let's start down with the team that I think should qualify here. Team number 22. I'm expecting this team to qualify. I'm expecting them. Expectation. Thanks, SH, for the galaxy, by the way, brother. What's up, brother? Have to be on stream? Yes, it does. So that we can make sure nobody is cheating. Also, the only other rule is that you have to be 18. That's not my rule. Activision posted that rule for us, unfortunately. I remember back in the days when I used to play Black Ops 2, I couldn't compete in any of the events either. I must have been like 13, 14 at the time. And I couldn't compete because I was too young. And I guess here we are today, you know. Here we are. I mean, I competed for years. And COD Mobile came out, and I guess we're the host now, chat. It is what it is, bruv. Is there anyone around them, or are they clear for now? It looks like these guys are clear. Team number 22. Big fan of this team. This team's actually from Europe. Oh my god, there's a fake Slayer. Do you think this fake Slayer will be as good as normal Slayer? I doubt it. I sincerely doubt it. This team number 25 is based out of Asia. It features teams from many different countries in Asia, but mostly Filipino. A mostly Filipino team here as we're starting off game number 1 of a 4-game series inside of Sakura. Looks like Reds knows there's players over there. They're kind of a little bit surrounded here, chat. They might be in a bad spot. Oh, one of their players does get spotted out. Gets knocked. Another Filipino does drop there. That's 2 dead. And it looks like Reds might get out of here instantly to try and get away. But they're also going to die. Remember, there's no snowboards to get yourself out with the movement. See you later. Is that the entire team wiped? Oh, no. First team to go down is a team from Asia / the Philippines. Ooh, there's Lethal. I remember these guys from the other day, chat. I remember these guys from the other day. Pookie Barringtons. Oh, Pingolo. That's a player who we haven't seen in quite some time. We're going to have to figure out where he's at. Team number 11. It looks like he has different teammates this time around. Is that Wordy? Oh my god, Wordy, what's up, brother? We all know Wordy. He's seemingly teaming with different people as well. Ooh, so they got like a hybrid roster going right here. This is going to be an interesting situation for them. Wordy, I believe, did not qualify for last month's tournament or the back-to-backs. They fell out a little bit early. They're all using that brand new Izzy skin. Not gonna lie, I feel like the Izzy skin, it's alright. Like, it's alright, but I'd rather have OG Artery, if you're asking me, chat, for a better skin. Rankings, thanks for becoming a member, man. Ooh, oh my god, yo, that aimbot was disgraceful, Haaland. Hell yeah, Pingolo's able to pick up the frag right there, and these guys are looking good going in to the middle of game number 1. Remember, they only get 4 games. It's a 4-game series in the qualifiers for every single qualifying day. They have spotted another team up here, and that's why they're running up straight away. Pingolo just loves to switch between his spear and his gun. Ooh, a ninja going fully aggressive here. Goes straight through. Bang! See you later, Kaneki. Instant one pump. And now these guys are looking good. Let's see where the other players are. Ooh, shots onto the roof here for the other player. Pingolo gonna get shot from the side as well, and now it's a 3v3 situation. Ninja going around on the right hand side, gets the knock onto Anime. 2v3 situation. Breaching Orga left for HK here, as Ninja's going for the heal up. Remember, they did lose their Ninja player, so they cannot Ninja on top of the roof. However, speaking of Ninja, the player, he's going to land a bunch of shots, get the crack onto one of the 2 remaining players. Spots the second one on the top floor of the house. Shots go down, and a nade comes in, kills Orga. Going over to Warty's POV. Warty going up this stop. Oh, doesn't land the shotgun shot. Goes down and falls. But it looks like Breach is going to die there as well. And that's that entire team down and out for now. See you later, alligator. They could have possibly got somebody back in the revive flight. I didn't see them get anyone back, but they did. Look, Kaneki able to stay alive. He's the last guy. Came back through it because the kill was so long ago. He's gonna come back in. Ooh, number 10. Is that a finals team from last week? I believe it is. ENL. These guys qualified last week, but they did not have a good finals run. I expect to see big things from Simple, Yimbo, Goncito, and Julio. I would argue that in the qualifiers, they're consistent because they're so aggressive that other teams can't handle them. That's what I would say. I would say that once these guys get going and once momentum favors them, none of the qualification teams can seem to take them down. And they always find a way, when 3 of them are dead, to get that last guy to get all of their tags and bring them back into the action. I would actually argue that, combined with their aggressive nature, is the reason why they qualified. Sometimes they make silly mistakes, but it really doesn't matter as long as you can get one of your teammates to revive your entire roster, right? Sounds about right to me. Sims, thanks for becoming a member, brother. They have nobody around them for now, so we'll move on to a different team, as it looks like there's another roster over here in Sakura. We did see a Filipino team get eliminated in Sakura at the start of this game. As we pull up the map, you can see the first zone is moving in. Nobody's got middle zone right now. 0 players over on the middle of the zone. To be honest, it's kind of a weird place to hold on that side of the map, so I wouldn't want to be there either. I'd rather be in nuclear. A couple of players have spotted this team. We're going to move down and see that from their angle. Insomnia, who's got the high ground here? BOG has the high ground, team number 23. We're not familiar with this team, but we've seen before many times that some of the qualifier teams that come through can be some of the best, like ENL. We weren't familiar with ENL, and they did good following their debut tournament. Shot's gonna go down onto Raw Damon right now, through the wall, not able to land enough to get the kill, does get a crack through. Oh, going for the ninja play, hyper aggressive, lovely jubbly, great mechanical skill here from a player that I've never seen before in any of these qualifiers or tournaments, never paid him any attention, but there we go, great stuff from him. Might be able to see some new rising talent inside of these qualifiers. Remember, that whole Raw roster was alive just moments ago, so they've only lost 1 player. They know that there's a player up here. Loner shoots the Trapmaster. Gonna go up for a highly aggressive push. Another Trapmaster's gonna be right beside him. He's gonna fall. The players are going through with their ninjas, able to take him down on a retaliatory push. B The dude we watched just moments ago, still holding the high ground. This is a weird high ground spot to hold, though, right? Appreciate everyone following and subscribing. Much love. I see a lot of follows and subscribes. Ooh, that's not a good team down there. You do not want to fight. I mean, that is a good team, I should say, but that's not a good team to fight. Okay, you do not want to fight that team down there. I can see Supermo's name from a mile away because he types it in all caps, chat. Let's go down and check his angle. Using that OG artery skin. They already have a loadout good to go. They're using the Hades. Hades has quickly become the best automatic weapon inside of Call of Duty Mobile's Battle Royale. Which, to be honest, I'm actually quite happy about because hopefully the days will go down or the number of players will go down that decide to use the AK-117 Mythic, because I'm low-key, I'm sick of seeing it. It's just got that aimbot-like feature on it with the grim ending / Memento Mori. This team's not up to much. We'll go over to a team from the Middle East. We got a Middle Eastern team right here, chat. All 5 of these guys are from that region, and they have 3 eliminations to start off this game. Not bad. We're going into the mid-game now. As you can see, the next zone has been shown. There's actually quite a few people inside of that middle zone, but as you go down the bottom of the map, you can see that European team right there. That's my favorite European team inside of this qualifiers. All 4 of these guys are going to stay alive, but it looks like they're going to get into a fight here, and it's going to be against Wordy and Haaland. There's 3 different teams over and around Outpost. You go into the map, they are central zone here, so these teams will fight. There's also, forget about a third party, there's a 4th party behind the team we were just watching. Oh dear, that's going to be Supermo and the boys. We might have to flick positions right onto them to see what's going to go down here. You spotted the Middle Eastern team. Supermo's holding back a little bit. Let's try and find somebody who's a little bit closer to the action. Creamy Kronos is right in front of them. Shots do not land. Only able to hit 1 shot, Kronos. What is this? A custom M13? Brother, I don't know if this is the move, bro. But it looks like the fight's going down between the other teams, and this third party will come through. Shaqro gets one of them. Gonna rotate a little bit further back. Loses his armor before he gets that knock. There comes the full kill. Haaland on top of the hill. Ooh. Called a roof a hill, but it's okay, chat. English is my first language, and I still can't speak it on the main stage. That third party did come through as well. We've seen Supermo pushing in from behind here. Remember, there was a team on the other hill on the opposite side of Outpost, and it looks like they have made their way down the hill as well. So there's many different teams fighting around this area. Of course, you can still revive your teammates, so all of these guys should come back into the action. Pingolo and Wordy's team should get all 4 left alive. As you can see, this new Unknown Slayer team, we'll call them VS, are now making their way in. I don't think they realize that there's 3 teams right beside them. And Pingolo and Haaland should have a free kill here over to their left-hand side, but they're not focused on this. There's literally a player right beside them. They could instantly wipe him. ATA gets spotted. He's going to get knocked. Oh, he doesn't get knocked. Fortunately for him, he's able to stay alive, but there is so many teams around this area right now. As we're going to go on and check the Middle Easterners. 4 eliminations on the board. This is a good start to this qualifiers from these Middle Easterners. Madnan, apparently there has been somebody that has used a snowboard. Snowboard has been banned for this tournament, Madnan, and spectators, so administrators, make sure to double check that. If any of the teams have used snowboard, they will get automatically kicked out of the next game. That would not be very good. That would basically destroy your chances of qualifying if you use a snowboard, ladies and gentlemen. Going over to team number 1. This team features Future, a player that we're very familiar with inside of these tournaments. It seems like he has somewhat of a new team. We've seen him play with Lanai before, but Future, I'm not familiar with your entire roster anymore, whereas previously in the past, he was in teams that, you know, had more known players. Speaking of known players, though, I can see Wordy got into a little bit of a fight there against Zluth and was able to take him down. If we go down the list, you can see they still have 3 of their players alive. Magma, Hypno, and Exy. Don't know why Zluth was over there. Not good for him. Really far away from his teammate. I don't even know if they'll get his tag back because of that. He's just so far away. A little shot would be nice from Hypno. Hypno back in 2025 was one of the better snipers in the world. Is he still good at it? I'm not too sure with shots like that. He does have a custom on as well. So it seems like he's confident with it, but it doesn't seem like he's going to hit any of those shots, chat. Speaking of things that are not good, though, ENL. only have 1 kill inside of this. And keep in mind, we're in the mid game. We're going towards the late game now. ENL have probably the best spot in zone as far as positioning goes. But with 1 elimination, they're not looking too good. Oh my gosh, is that a African team I can spot? We've got Reborn Adeyemi. Both of those guys are really good at using the Jackal. We're not too sure how good they are when it comes to using actual guns, though. We'll have to wait and see. Now looking over on this team number 16, it looks like there's a lot of different fights happening here. And they're possibly going to third-party players below them inside of Outpost. They've come in late here. Paris Demon, able to take down a player from the Middle East that we were watching earlier, but Future and the boys get away from that scenario. It seems like these guys from team number 16 who came in and third-partied things. And now, however, let's go and check out team number 11. Arguably the best Latam team inside of this. 11 kills for team number 11. Very early on to have that many kills. This is Marana, by the way. COD Ninja, Wordy, Pangolo, and Haaland.
Airdrop incoming.
I'm actually not sure. I believe Haaland, it might be West. It might be West has named himself Haaland on this team.
Heads up, soldier.
They've spotted Supermose and his entire roster right below them. Remember, these guys third-partied this team earlier. They did get back all 4 of their players, like I said would happen. But if I was one of these teams, I wouldn't bother fighting this. There's still 19 teams alive. You might want to just play for placement points right now, as you've already got 11 kills going into the late game here. You do not need any more kills. You just need 4 solid games. Speaking of having a solid game, going over to team number 15, which is a team I'm not too familiar with, but they're based out of Europe as well. They have 13 eliminations, and I mean, bro's rocking the Ferg skin, so he might as well be the best player in the game, chat. Ain't that right? 13 eliminations. I mean, he's got the lowest kills in the team except for Desori. So, and Desori's using my OG favorite skin, which is Mentoray. Holy throwbacks, chat. Holy throwbacks indeed. Floppy's been spotted below. It looks like a free kill here for ATA. He should be able to get up to 8 eliminations. Got the Ninja to rotate around. Gonna go into the zone. They do have a team to worry about here on that left-hand side. Smoke's coming through. Interesting smoke usage. I'm not gonna knock it. But remember, there's no snowboards. So all of these teams have to rotate in with the zone. They can't rotate late. And obviously, there's no medics either. Floppy dies outside the zone along with another player from that team. Breach is going to go down outside of the zone. All of these teams have rotated in way too late without using any snowboards. Of course, we've got our administrative team watching where these players are rotating from to make sure that none of them use the snowboard. If they do, they're going to get eliminated and taken out of the tournament for these qualifiers. But a couple of kills coming down here again, up to 16 now. Keep in mind, this is a team that we're not familiar with, team number 15. They are actually known as Back to Prime. Back to Prime, and it looks like Future, a player who's had to try and get back to Prime recently, is going to come in from behind here. A little third party could come through. Magical Annihilator shot here from ATA. It looks like the Fergskin's also trying to land some HDR shots. Oh, Fergskin, what are you up to? We're going to have to hop onto your teammate here. Going outside of the zone with an Annihilator? This is interesting. Looking like he's trying to get an interesting angle to fight this other team. That's a Latam team right in front of them, fighting what would be a European team that we're currently watching. This is a nice spot, but you're not going to be able to rotate in very early, or very safely, I should say, to the next zone. Oh dear, the other ENL team is too far outside of the zone to do anything. They're all going to die outside of it. Remember, they're not allowed to use snowboard. It has been banned, and for the most part, unless it gets bugged, it is taken off the map completely. There might be a bug here and there where they can find one, but they're not allowed to use it. Junk going on with the Annihilator, not able to land it, but it looks like his teammate's able to get the knock onto the player. Joker also going to go down here. Lovely jubbly. These guys are up to 19 kills right now, which is definitely the kill leader of any team inside of qualifier game number 1. Superb performance from them. Straight off the bat with 20. Oh my god. We've never even heard of these guys. And they're dropping 20 in their first game. What a debut from team number 15 Back to Prime, as they need to rotate around the map here, and they've spotted one of the other best teams inside of game number 1, which is gonna be Marana. These guys have qualified into the final so many times in the past, and many times they have dominated. Oh dear, Worty's gonna go down as well. Looks like ATA is trying to push right into the side of another roster. Zico gets absolutely obliterated, even though he was using his defender and flashbanged ATA. This guy might be the MVP of the day. Oh my god, but he spotted another player. It's gonna get this guy too. Future's on top of the hill though. Oh, he's gonna go down here, not before he takes one. He's able to take one down, but that's gonna be all she wrote for this team. 22 kills. It's gonna give them 22 points inside of game number 1. Not gonna get anything for placement, may I add right there. Not gonna get anything for placement. Ninja looks like he's last alive for Marana. He's going to go for the med strat here. Remember, you're not allowed to use medic. That class has been banned as well. Admins, make sure to go around and check if anyone used or picked up a snowboard so we can ban them from the next game. Ban! From the next game, ladies and gentlemen. ENL, this time not getting as many kills, but they've moved center rotation early, which means they're going to get some placement points here inside of that nuclear reactor area. All 4 of them still alive. Going down the team list, you can see Worthy actually revived himself as well, but he's not going to make it into the zone either. Actually, he's even further away than Ninja is. Future, probably the last guy alive on his team, just trying to stay alive. He spotted a player across the map here, Lazy. He's also trying to perform some sort of med strat here, not able to do so. He's going to fall as well. So Future trying to get some last second points. They only have 7 kills as a team, so not a good game from them. The other ENL team also outside of the zone with their last player remaining. A lot of players outside of this zone. I see another player from Africa here known as Paris. Paris Demon. A lot of the African players love to use Paris in their name. I'm unsure who even started that clan, to be honest, but let's go on to a team that's actually making waves here in this endgame. ENL able to pick up 2. They're already on 6 eliminations. Last time I checked them, they have 0 eliminations. Then they got a little one piece. Santana's been spotted through the smoke bomb. We're able to get the knock onto him, and there goes Demon. Oh my god! It's an eradication of the other roster, but they've all been knocked as well, except for Julio. 8 eliminations on the board now. They need to kick down Santan, able to eliminate him as well. But a 1v4 is about to happen here, and I think Julio is going to get killed from the side. GG's, that should be all she wrote. There's no way ENL get out of this. Absolutely not. In a 2v4 situation, Julio has a little bit of health to work with here. Able to pop the spotter down too. This might actually happen. He just needs to stay alive for a little bit longer inside of that smoke bomber. The spotter goes down. He's able to get one of the knocks. Go into the water, Julio. Stays in the water, able to get a full kill. There is a guy over to his left here if we see him also in the water. Julio, what a great play. Like I said before, ENL, an amazing team. 4 players remaining. 2 of them on one team. It's a 2v1v1 situation. Shot's gonna go down. Surely spotter goes down. Lovely spotter. Yes, he spots the guy underneath the water. He needs to take this fight. Julio! Julio, please survive. This is insane. I can't believe he survived this. Spotter doesn't do any damage. I think that's gonna be all she wrote for Julio, bro. There's no way he gets out of this. Unfortunately, see you later, alligator. Game number 1 is gonna go to Team 20 as they win with only 7 kills. Only 7? Oh, damn, this leaderboard is going to be close. We had teams in that first game drop 22 kills and get 0 placement points. And then we had teams drop 7 kills and win the game. That's going to give them 22 points as well. So there's going to be teams right beside each other the whole way up this leaderboard after game number 1. Speaking of leaderboards, broskies, let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Leaderboard's being pulled up right now. I will see where everyone is at. Chattington. Administrators, give me an update on whether or not anyone used a snowboard for that match. Remember, snowboard is banned. Sometimes it bugs and it's still in the game, but we took it out. So they shouldn't even be able to use it in the first place. Either way, here's the leaderboards. The OG team, the team we watched at the start of today's game number 1. Game number 1. Interestingly enough, we're getting updates that even though we turned the snowboard off, there's still been ways to get the snowboard inside of the game. So it's up to the teams. If they use it, if they use the snowboard, they are gonna be eliminated from the qualifiers. So I mean, I rest my case. Don't come to me crying if you get banned from the tournament for using snowboard. For whatever reason, the COD Mobile has kept it in the game even though we decided to remove it through the settings. But like I said, that OG team, we watched them at the start of this game. They did pretty well. 15 kills in a second place, 25 points. Hell, they might even be our number 1 team. Actually, I think the number 1 team is probably going to be Marana, as they got an insane amount of kills. 20 kills in a 5th place finish. They're going to be up there as well. It's going to be OG team, which is team number 23. Team number 23, a team, that I'm not very familiar with. They're known as Old Guard Esports. They're based out of the Middle East and Europe. They've got 2 Middle Easterners and 2 Europeans on the roster, so that's a good mixed region team right there. They did well in their first time of us ever really watching them, so good job to them. ENL obviously did really good towards the end. They had a terrible start, a terrible mid-game, but they clutched up at the end with 10 kills, 3rd place finish. That's going to give them 17 or so points. They'll be right up there in the top 5 somewhere, I would assume. I would assume maybe they're actually 5th out of it, but you go down the leaderboard, you can see team number 15, they got 12th place, but they got 22 kills, bro. That's VS, another team that we are not familiar with, known as Back to Prime. Not sure why the VS is in their name if they're known as Back to Prime, but hey, that's neither here nor there, chat. As we go further down, you can see the Paris boys unfortunately dying out early there. They don't have access to a Jackal inside of this tournament because it has been banned. The team from Europe that I expect to do really well inside of these qualifiers, only 8 eliminations. Ugh. Feels like Europe as a region has kind of went downhill since 2024. If we rotate our minds back to then, you know Europe was dominant. I mean, Europe in 2024, 2025 was probably the best region, and then kind of they mixed with Middle East, and then they became somewhat of a superpower. Ever since then, it's kind of been downhill after their peak. Going further down, you can see the Filipino team ended up dying first. Team number 25 dying in 25th position. That's not good. That is... That's actually terrible. But going further up the list, you'll see where everyone else is. I know a lot of you guys know a lot of the players in here, but for me personally, some of these players, I mean, I've not seen them before. We've seen the team that has won. See the team number 20 that won that game, that's Wontons. They've played many times inside of our tournament, so I'm not surprised to see them win a game right here. What I am surprised is Back to Prime, the team that finished second. I've never seen these guys inside of a qualifiers before, but I guess that's what happens when you open up the qualifiers to the entire world. You're going to be seeing teams from all over the place play inside of these events. And to be honest, I like it a lot more than just inviting teams. So if you're interested in playing in them, you're more than welcome to join, register a team if they're over the age of 18. Activision's rule, not mine. But either way, chat, let's get ready to get into game number 2. A lot of good performances there from a lot of different teams. As we're getting updates over on the snowboard issue. Okay. Yep, that sounds good to me, Madnan. That sounds good to me. All right. We're getting an official ruling that any of the teams that used a snowboard, even though it was taken out of the game, obviously we don't know why, even though in the settings we took it out, but it was still there in some parts of the map. But they were told no snowboard. So the teams that had used the snowboard to get out of cover, to get away from shots, basically any utility usage of the snowboard, their points are going to be deducted right now before we get the leaderboard updated. Their points are going to be deducted from the player that used the snowboard. And here on out, anyone that uses a snowboard with their teams have been given another warning. Anyone that uses the snowboard again will be banned, eradicated, eliminated, annihilated. And between me and you, I feel like I've said this many times before, but back in the day when I was competing, it wasn't on COD Mobile. It was on a game that was no longer on the App Store, funny enough. I know if you're from Philippines, you'll know what BR I'm talking about. The best BR from like 2018 to 2019, before COD Mobile launched and just destroyed it because it was better. Anyway, going back, a throwback. Events like these are actually the way that I got my name out there. I used to play in all these events. I used to play in every single qualifier. I used to play in every single tournament that I could possibly get myself into. And that was how I kickstarted my career. It started from me selling chocolate bars in school, saving up for an iPad. Then I started streaming. I streamed in 360p quality. Can you imagine 360p? If you're on YouTube right now, you can change my stream into 360p and see, that was my maximum quality. I streamed for many weeks on end, many months on end, all day, every day I possibly could. Saved up all the money I got from all of the donations, all of the ad revenue, and then I bought a new PC. And once I did that, I started competing at a pro level, made as many videos as I possibly could, joined qualifiers like this, qualified, got into the finals of the tournaments, won the finals, Everyone kind of respected me as being one of the best players in the game, and that's how I got my kickstart. And then, when it got to COD Mobile in 2019, I would sit and talk to everyone. I was like, COD Mobile's going to be a big game. It's going to be massive. You don't understand. I know it. I trust COD Mobile's going to be huge. Just you wait until it launches. Everyone I talked to back then was like, oh, bro, I don't care. I'm going to go and do this. I'm really going to go and play this game. I'm not going to move to COD Mobile. I'm not going to play COD Mobile. Oh, it's whatever. I don't really care. Well, where did that get you? Because I know where playing COD Mobile got me.
Welcome to Battle.
It got me to the tippity top of the mountain.
Match is about to start.
COD Mobile. But either way, back to the point. If you're an aspiring esports player, or you want to be a content creator, or you want to be both, like a player like Slayer, you need to play in the qualifiers, you need to get good clips, you need to get into the finals, you need to clip the biggest and best players, and it'll give you a massive head start when it comes to making games be a full-time income for you. It's an absolute necessity. I see. So an update on the snowboard usage. The players that used it got kicked and their teams lost their points. So they're now all on 0 points. All on 0 points. The players that used the snowboard did get kicked out of their team, and the remaining players on the team are going into game number 2 with 0 points, chat. We're very strict on our rules. You're not allowed to break the rules, even if the game allows you to pick it up. When we banned it, you're not allowed to pick it up. Naughty, naughty. Naughty, naughty. Either way, let's go. No picking up the snowboard. Here we are, game number 2. We'll get the leaderboards updated in just a second once I'm sent them. Hypno spotted players landing beside him. It's gonna be that Filipino team that we've seen die in game number 1 instantly, and oh dear, Magma's able to take down one of them right here and now. Straight off the bat, one Filipino gets knocked. Looking for the second Filipino now is Hypno. Is he gonna find him? Nope, his team does though. Can you able to take him down, Magma? Gonna kill Reds here, surely. And now these guys only have one player left. It's gonna be HP Dry. The Filipino roster from Asia. Not looking too good again in game number 2. There it is. Eliminated, eradicated, decimated. Ladies and gentlemen, see you later, alligator. As we'll go ahead and hop onto a different team now. Looking over at team number 11. These guys performed amazing after game 1. They had a great amount of points. I believe they might have got, what?
Start in 1 minute.
I think they're at least top 3. They could even be first place. This is Marana. You guys are fairly familiar with them. You got Ninja, Wordy, Pingolo, and Halland. They're based out of the United States of America and Latin America. So they got a Buy America team. Both North and South America inside of this roster. I believe they speak Spanish as their primary way of communicating when it comes to the language they're speaking. However, we'll check over on ENL. They haven't been up to much this game. Again, last game we seen them do absolutely nothing until the end, and then they got a good amount of points and a nice finish, so that's probably going to be the way that they run this tournament, considering that it worked for them before. Hopping on over to team number 15. These guys are known as Back to Prime. They spotted a player right here in a helicopter. They might blow up that helicopter. That's exactly what they're going to do. Great accuracy from multiple players in the roster. Zenith C17. We've seen this guy before inside of these games. He's the last player alive on the team. While they hunt him down, chat, I'm going to go ahead and update the scoreboards on your screen for both YouTube and TikTok, ladies and gentlemen.
Engaging the enemy.
Shots are going down right there. We love to see that. YouTube, you guys have now been updated. Don't worry, TikTok, I'm coming to you next. The updated scoreboards are officially on your screen, and you can see it with points removed. Remember, all of those teams that got or used a snowboard last match got all of their points removed, and the player that used it kicked. So, that's tough. That is tough. Funnily enough, Girls Zone is going to be the #1 team. Are we sure about that? Are we sure about that? Indians aren't playing, they're watching. There's actually an Indian team in this Mutate. We've got a couple of Indian teams inside of our events nowadays. We actually make it a point to find as many different Indian BR players as we possibly can to get into the qualifiers. We do reach out to specific regions that aren't represented inside of our tournaments, and the Indian region is one of the, I guess, least represented for how big of a country India is. So we're looking at finding ways to expand
Airdrop has been delivered.
their region. Shot's going to go down here on the zombie duck. He surely will get knocked. There it is. Full kill comes through for Yimbo. That brings him up to 2 eliminations total. Looking now on the Julio. He's able to take down their 3rd elimination, but there is one more player, Bonnie BDM, just behind that rock further back.
Airdrop incoming.
Don't know if they're going to push for that. Oh, they spotted it. Shot not going to go down with the Annihilator. Doesn't come through right there. Unfortunate situation for the broski. Not going to get that 4th and final kill. As we'll hop on over to team number 12 and check them out raw. We checked them before in game number 1. Looks like they've received a couple of teams pushing in from the side. There are actually 3 different teams around them, so this is going to be a 3rd and 4th party situation.
Device hacked.
Raw slightly split up here. I like RTP's position, though. The Toro able to take down one player known as Patty Q, but we're going to go back over onto RTP because he has a nice little bit of high ground here. They've spotted a player inside there. Demon might make a play. Not going to go for it just yet, surprisingly enough. There is a guy around him. Trolls over by his teammate. I want to see Demon make this play here. He knows that there's a player in and around him. He's going to rotate out. Somebody else might be able to get it. No! Box is leaving the entire fight. And matter of fact, we're going to go and check out that team that's up on side of that hill. As it's going to be OG. Back to Prime, they're known as. Taking the fight against Hunter, Q, and Box. Hazard's also inside of that religious structure, which I actually don't know what it is. Either a church or some sort of mosque. Let's go down on the boss. Not going to land enough to even crack him. This is a bad fight for beating Teg because this other player might come by behind him. TV's running. Oh my god, with that pistol? That's not going to help. Oh, dearie me. That was not a play that I would like to have seen there. I guess he can get revived, so it doesn't really matter too much. But it looks like that 3rd party did come in from above. Insomnia and the OG Back to Prime team. Or sorry, OG team, sorry, not Back to Prime. OG team have got 3rd partied here. They're known as Old Guards. I don't know why I was talking about OG Back to Prime. Their name's just OG. Old Guards. 1 kill this game. We'll have to check if Raw are going to push them. They're not. They're going to rotate back outside of the zone. Instead of making their way through it, they do not want to take that fight or get 3rd party themselves. They were able to kill off a couple of players from that roster that were going to 3rd party the Old Guards team. Now making their way in the zone, they should be safe. Supremo only has 3 players alive. I believe one of their players must have used a snowboard last game. Unfortunate situation for them to be in. You're not even allowed to pick it up. But if we see you using it, it's wraps. ENL have 3 in the board as well for kills. I see a lot of people arguing on TikTok about who and what used a snowboard. Unfortunately, you can't defend any of your players that used it because we've seen proof of them using the snowboard. For whatever reason, COD Mobile has the setting to be able to ban it, but we use that setting and it still is appearing in some parts of the map, which is interesting. Looking over to ENL now. We'll bring up the map and see where it's going to go next. There's a couple of players over towards their left-hand side here, which we might have to check out in just a second. For now, however, this is the Back to Prime team. I was getting them mixed up earlier with the Old Guards. I know there's a player around here. I don't think Tryhard's seen that guy. Is he going to go for the kill? Oh dear, I think he should have dropped on that. The player goes down. Player goes down for now. Bulma Lethal uses his rewind to go back up again. That's going to be an easy kill for Back to Prime. Well done to him. And the team, they're up to 6 straight off the bat here. Man, you need to send me the team list again. As we go down to team number 4. This is another ENL team, and they have not performed well so far. But they got 6 kills this time around, so they might be able to come back up that leaderboard. Might be able to come back up that leaderboard. Man, you need to check that you kicked the wrong guy, because I'm getting hella messages over on TikTok about these qualifiers. Red staying alive for a little bit longer here. It seems like he's going to get targeted. I don't think he's going to get out of this. It's going to be ENL targeting him. Oh, Yembo goes down. It's going to be a little bit of ENL on ENL action. As Yembo gets fully eliminated, that's going to be 7 kills on the board for him. As he's rotating around, not trying to take another fight here. I don't think he has any of his teammates back through a revive flight, which is not good either. But luckily, he stayed alive there, so well done to Red. 4 eliminations on the board. He's basically single-handedly carrying his team right here. From the jump. Speaking of carrying, it seems like nobody is going to be carrying team number 11. As they have 0 kills on the board. If you have any disputes between the snowboard usage, you can go into the qualifiers server and discuss it. As Wonton are going to rotate behind Marana here. Keep in mind, this is a team that's qualified for the finals many times. Ninja, the player we're watching right now, has actually won a $10,000 tournament before. And he spotted this player moving up beside him here. There's going to be a couple of them. He should have rotated back here. He might be able to get a kill. I'm not sure. Oh, God, he's dead. Defender goes down. Might be able to get a knock. Does get one. Another defender. What a perfect usage here for the defender. But I still think he's going to go down regardless. Almost got a 2-piece there. Not able to confirm either of the kills. And neither still on 0 eliminations to Marana. Not having a good time at the office here today in game number 2 of the qualifiers. Pulling up over to ENL, trying to look around for any potential frags. Not a lot of teams in the middle of the zone here, ladies and gentlemen. 3 kills in the board. It's okay this early on in the game. We've seen them pull it back late game earlier in the first match of these qualifiers. Goncito just got turned on. Oh, dearie me. Got hit by one team and then a third-party team from behind. They're going to push into that. We're going to actually watch from their POV. Let's check out Hypno here. One of the best snipers we've seen before. Able to get the full kill onto Goncito. Now in a 4v3 situation, Julio's holding his high ground here. Inside of the smoke, he's going to rotate back. They're going to go for another hill. As team number 22 are quick on their heels. Seems like they got cold feet, though. As they pushed up instantly and decided they're not going to rush right into ENL. They'll be able to get the revive card back. Get their teammate instantly into the game again. 11 eliminations here for team number 22, chat. Team number 22. They are known as Olympic. What the? Ah! What? Instant knock across the map from both of them. They knocked 2 of them across the map at the snipers. What was that? I need a replay on that. Hey, yo, somebody check his device, brother. I did call out Hypno as being one of the best snipers from previous years. He hasn't really made a name for himself in 2026, unfortunately. And these have been the biggest and the best events so far since we started making these events. That's going to be Wonton on top of them right here. They might get shot out of that helicopter. That's exactly what's going to happen here. Gets instantly exploded from the entire roster of Olympic. Let's go down. Can he land it? Not able to land that one. They are all using snipers. Oh my God, Magma gets turned on by a different roster. That's not going to be good. That's going to go down. Magma opting to kill himself here instead so that he can come through with a revive flight. There he does. Comes through in one of the final revive flights for now, but let's go on and check where Wonton are. They have rotated the whole way back. They're not going to take that fight. Against Olympique, one of the best European teams. Not going to take the fight at all. Hypno has spotted Future on top of that hill. We actually can't even see their name tags, but I guarantee you that's Future and his team up there. As they did get a knock from across the map earlier onto team number 22. Magma comes back in the final revive flight. Let's hop on board and see where ENL are in all of this. These guys have been performing well. I can't believe the girls zone team is number 1. We're going to have to check out where they are. What team they are. Girls zone. Unbelievable. Love to see it. Love to see it. As it seems like ENL are just making their way through into the zone. There is quite a lot of teams moving from that bottom right side of the map. Trying to make their way in. We spotted OG here. Uh-oh. Old guards have been unfortunately spotted, and they're going to get targeted by 2 different teams here. They make it into the zone safely for now. Don't know how they got through both of those teams. They were both shooting at them at the same time. ENL now in a tricky situation here. As they're out in the open, they're going to get targeted by multiple different teams. Shots go down. A little DLQ Omega Maywa Mag going to land on the Yimbo again. 2 shots landing onto him, but he's still alive for now. They need to make it inside of This tower, this is a great spot. I love this spot for now. Unless a team pulls up on them and throws nades through, they're safe.
Airdrop incoming.
I will check out one of the other fan favorite teams. This is going to be Marana again, making their way into zone. They're going to be down over by the side of Dock. So they're in the completely opposite side of this zone. They should be safe. There's nobody around them, as you can see from the hacker. So we'll let them live. Heading on over to back to Prime. These guys have 7 eliminations on the board. We'll go over to Yamiko. Using the Ferg skin, able to get a kill right there as well. I just seen come through, but there is another team. It's going to be ENL right in front of them, with what I can only assume is Chicha Prime as well. Ooh, lands a shot. One of his teammates did get a knock onto this team as well with the car explosion. Supremo should go down here. There we are, 9 eliminations on the board. They're going to go hyper aggressive. Never mind. Spotter comes through and saves ENL. ENL definitely one of the best spotter teams. We've seen them get into the end game using spotter just moments ago in game number 1. Back to Prime, rotating back down now. Sniper in the hand of Desori. Not going to take any shots. It looks like they're probably just going to hold this here as we pull up the map. They are in the zone, so they're safe for now. I don't see a world in which ENL pushes straight down towards them. They could rotate around the side, but remember, there's no snowboard usage. They can't use snowboards at all. Shot, lovely. Not a headshot, but still a lovely crack there. And it seems like ENL are getting third party from the bottom. We're going to hop on board with their POV here as teams are coming from below. It's a roster that we're not quite familiar with inside of these qualifiers. A brand new team. Oh my god, there's so many teams below ENL right now. This could be easy pickings if they're just able to stay alive as they rotate into the next zone. Lovely jubbly. We'll go on to Simple to see his POV on this. They're able to get a knock onto somebody right there. Not sure if the zone helped them with that or what, but it looks like a lot of shots are going down. Simple still holding the high ground here. Yimbo's further up, so we'll take his POV. Able to bring down one. Now targeting the other team. Oh my god. It's eradication of the entire nation here as ENL are targeting every single team trying to rotate into the zone. Goncito was able to pick up another. Wonton on the other side, barely make it in without a fight. They tried the third party, but they're a little bit too far away, and it looks like they've got a couple of teams below them. Teams from every single region inside of these qualifiers. Philippines and the entirety of Asia are represented. We got African teams in here. We got Middle Eastern. We got European. We got North American. We got Latin American. We got Oceania. As a new region inside of our tournaments, they're allowed to qualify now as well. Oceania has been opened, so you're allowed to qualify from any of the regions inside of Call of Duty Mobile. Yembo doesn't spot that there's a guy below him here. Who's going to get that kill? Somebody's got to claim it. They're shooting right at him. Santan, how are you still alive? Oh my god, that was... I mean, it was great. Unfortunately, your time has come. He gets a point for placement right there, but he's going to die. Shots going down now onto old guards. These guys placed amazing in game number 1. Bang! What a shot there from Tryhard. Not going to get the knock. Only a crack. 13 eliminations from back to Prime. These are players that we're not too familiar with, and they're making a big statement here inside of game number 1 and 2. 13 eliminations so far. Now going back down to ENL. I called them out at the start of today's tournament. I'm calling them out again. 13 eliminations this time around. They're going to be getting a lot of points. You can see them on our current leaderboard. And I have just been sent a screenshot of King Farms using a snowboard in his inventory. We have been sent a screenshot of it being in his inventory, and unfortunately that is enough. Shots go down here. OG gonna be torn apart from ENL. Loner gonna land on top of the house, but I think he's probably still gonna die there. I might go on to his POV instead, as he's able to stay alive for a little bit longer. Nope, Loner's gonna fall. TV's fallen, and B is last alive. Look at this position. Oh my god, what a splendid position here to stay alive for a little bit longer on the side of old guards. Now, we've got that information out of the way. We've got to go back to ENL as they're up for contention to win game number 2. And oh, look at that. It's my favorite European team still alive with 17 eliminations. They had a terrible first game, team number 22. But after this, they're looking real good, ladies and gentlemen. They're looking real good indeed. Oh my god, shots going down on the future. I feel bad for Broski, as the entire roster's targeting him. Oh, he got the revive though. Staying alive for a little bit longer. He's last alive on his team again. We've seen this in game number 1, and we're seeing it in game number 2.
a solo one-man army here, as Goncito is going to fall, unfortunately. ENL still have 3 alive. They got 18 kills. It's going to be the battle of Latam and Europe into this end game. Shots going down onto Olympic. ENL, though, staying alive. This is Enigma. They're known as Enigma. Yimbo, Julio, and Simple still alive. Oh, Yimbo barely making it in. Along with his teammate barely going in too. Seems like Future's going to go for the mad strat outside of the zone. Simple's trying to find anyone around. Oh, that was a terrible play. Unfortunate. Julio, last alive in the team. He does have the high ground here. Nobody's around him. Spots some footsteps below him. Needs to stay, but not make any movement. Julio just struggling to stay alive. That was a bad play. He shouldn't have taken any of the shots here. Let's hop on board to the team that should win this. Shots going down. Wonton just getting absolutely dominated on the main stage. 22 eliminations here by Olympic. A fan favorite European team inside of these qualifiers, and obviously the third favorite to win today. They had a disappointing game number 1, but game number 2, they came back with a vengeance. 23 eliminations, all 4 of their teammates making it into the end game, and it looks like Future, for whatever reason, is the last remaining player alive. He's going to get a second place finish with 12 kills. That's going to give them 22 points. But an absolutely phenomenal job there by the main man of Olympic, based out of the European region. I did say European have been suffering. The entire continent of Europe has suffered, I guess, for the last 6 months. But that is going to be a splendid game. In game number 2, most of them are using the Iskra, which I would argue is one of the most try-hard skins inside of Call of Duty Mobile right now. 23 eliminations and a win is going to give them 38 points. A 38-point performance for them. That's going to probably skyrocket them up the leaderboards. If we pull up the leaderboard right now, you can see they were 8th. But after a 38 points, that's going to, I think they're going to be probably first. If not, they're going to be in the top 3 for sure. That'll give them 46 total points after that. Team number 1. Ooh, they didn't do too bad either. That's going to be 22 points for them. We'll go down. Team 10 finished in 3rd place. That's going to be ENL, otherwise known as Enigma Legends Dracaris. I just know them as ENL, okay? I know them as ENL, right? They got 17 points in that first game, and after game number 2, they're going to get even more points. They're actually able to get 25 total points, so that's going to put them up even further on that leaderboard, which will possibly take them up to about 22, if I got my math correct. Team 20, that's going to be Wonton. They finished game number 1 with 22 points, and if you look at their scoring there, they got 22 kills plus about 6 points for placement, I believe. Oh, yeah, that's going to be real good for them, too. They're going to go, they might even be number 1. But it really depends where Girls Zone and Marana, along with Back to Prime, placed after that game. We'll go further down the list. You can see OG, that's going to be Old Guards. Those guys were doing all right, but I don't actually see them. I thought they did better than what they did in the last game. I don't actually see them on the leaderboard, but I feel like they should be there, so we might need to check that out for a second here. Not going to lie, but Wontons did really good. Unless one of their guys ended up using a snowboard in one of those games. I'm not sure what was going down with Old Guards. Going further down the list, you can see Marana got 6 kills in a 9th place finish. They were 2nd going into that game. They're going to drop down significantly. Remember, it's only top 3. Top 3 go through to the finals. Everyone else is out. The remaining 4th through 10th team will go into the sudden death qualifiers. But there's only 3 teams that will make it through into the finals based off this qualifier. So, I mean, good luck to everyone. Good luck to everyone, man. There's only 3 teams. 3 teams can go through here. Everyone else is going to get eradicated, unfortunately. And remember, you can't pick up a snowboard. You can't use a snowboard. You can't have it in your inventory. All right? You're going to get kicked, banned, everything. For whatever reason, we have it banned in the settings, but COD Mobile kept it in the game. It's an interesting situation, but it is what it is. OMG, I'm such a huge fan. What's up, Godzilla? How's everyone doing today? My scrumdiddly-umptiouses. Absolutely, everyone is allowed to play in these tournaments. You just need to be 18 years of age. I know a lot of you are under the age of 18. I know, I understand. Trust me, I used to play Black Ops 2. I was number 1 in Black Ops 2 League play when I was 13. Okay, that was 13 years ago. I know what it's like to not be able to play. But if you practice hard in the next couple of years, you could play in these events, start a career for yourself. It's definitely possible. I know back in my day, chat, when I was starting out, it was not possible. It was not even a job. I just seen all of these players playing for prize pools similar to this. I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I could see myself doing that one day. Of course, times have changed. I don't play professionally anymore, and I haven't
For God, it's been years since I've played any kind of professional setting. But you know, I feel like I was made to host. I feel like I was made to cast over other players. As much as I loved competing, the pressure was not worth it because I always wanted to win. And if I didn't win, I wanted to die. Either way, chat, we're getting ready for game number 3. Game number 3, my scrumptiouses. Seeing a lot of mad reses in the short form chat. Why are we getting some spams in of theirs? Why are we getting some spams? Can they auto remove snowboard off their auto loot or just turn off auto loot? That's what they could do, Alex. Absolutely, they can turn snowboard off their auto loot. 100%. They can just turn it off. It's really easy to do so. It is a shame that we have it off and it's still appearing in the map, but I mean, there's nothing we can really do in that situation, is there? There really isn't anything that we could use or do. So I'm getting updates here that MadRez not only picked up the snowboard, he actually used it. Yeah. So he used the snowboard even though he was explicitly told that the snowboard is banned for this month's BRL. Unfortunate situation, but not only did he pick it up, he used it. So there really is no excuse for breaking the rules. At the end of the day, it's night. And that was a night and day difference between using it and not using the snowboard. And that's unfortunately why he is no longer here. Either way, you can rewind his stream and check if you want to do so. You're more than welcome. But yeah, the rules are as follows, and the rules will be held to. Doesn't matter if they're a big creator, doesn't matter if they're a small creator, doesn't matter if they're a nobody or a somebody. We respect the rules here. And unfortunately, that player broke them. Either way, getting ready for game number 3. As we have got the totals for game number 2 on our screens. Are you ready to see them? I'm going to update it over on YouTube first. Man down at the start of every game, please make sure you send me the team list. There we go. They're upgraded over onto YouTube. TikTok, don't worry, my pookies. Don't worry, TikTok. I'm going to update them on your screen too. All right, TikTok? You know, you guys know I love you as well, TikTok. There it is. A little update over onto the scoreboard. You can see Wontons first place. I hate to say I'm surprised because I'm not. 49 points. They've been in the finals before. Olympic. That's going to be my favorite European team in there at 46 points in a second place. And ENL. Another team I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised to see them. I will say I'm surprised about Back to Prime. And I'm surprised about Old Guards being in the running to qualify. These are two teams that we, as part of the BRL, have never seen. We've never seen them at the tippity top of the mountain inside of these qualifiers. And here they are. 4th and 5th. Chucha Prime. We're used to seeing Chucha Prime. I mean, come on, chat. We're used to seeing Chucha Prime. They're always performing well inside of the qualifiers. Team Marana, 7th. Yikes! I knew they were going to fall, but I didn't think it was going to be that drastically. It looks like the qualifiers today are very close together here in terms of points. Between Team 7 and 3rd, they are 10 points beside each other. That's one game, and it changes everything, ladies and gentlemen. As you go further down, from 8th the whole way down, it's not as easy to make it into the qualifiers. They would need a win and 20 kills to get into the qualifiers from any of these Enigma Legend New Era team, La France, Merciless Esports, and anyone below the top 7. It's going to be an uphill battle. Anyone in the top 7, they're right there with the top dogs. Thank you everyone who's following and subscribing. I appreciate it. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, no snowboard is allowed. No snowboard is allowed. Yes, there are players from lots of different Middle Eastern countries. I don't discriminate against any region or country or ethnicity. I think that's pretty obvious, considering I've been doing this for 2 years and I've let in pretty much every single person, unless they're cheating or not following the rules. Looking down on over to Marana here. They need to have a little bit of a comeback in this game. Game number 3 now underway. Remember, there's only 4 games. There's only 4 games to make an impact here. The finals of these tournaments are always 7 games, and the qualifiers have now started to be 4 games only, ladies and gentlemen. You can see a lot of different teams did lose one of their players for spamming a snowboard and actually using it. It was in the rules to not use a snowboard, and unfortunately, I mean, if you break the rules, you're out. That doesn't mean to say he can't compete in different qualifiers, but unfortunately for this qualification stage, he's gone. Wonton's able to land over by Kill House. Nobody's around them, so they're going to get some free loot off the drop here. Love to see that for them. They're currently first place inside of the leaderboards. Oh, we've also spotted Old Guards in a little bit of a fight as well. I actually want to watch this fight from their POV, considering that they are currently top 5 on these leaderboards. There's going to be 3 different teams around Sakura, and they're all split except for Old Guards. Old Guards, I would argue, have the best spot inside of this. Oh, he's going to decide if he wants to use the ninja to his advantage. He tried to do it there, but I think he missed it. This team's going to rotate out of this position. Bro's got the OG Rambo skin in the game as well. Love to see that. Looks like the fight is going to go down here from SCRS. They've lost 3 of their players. There's only 1 player alive, and it's going to be Hunter. That's going to be terrible. He's going to die here. There's no way he gets out of this alive. Absolutely not. TV, right? Hello, him. We've watched them fight before here. Shot's going to go down on the Satoru. He's going to die as well. Now, Loner and TV. Last 2 alive for the team. Need to make something work here. Hunter's still alive while all of this went down. It looks like all of the teams have lost players on their side. Terrible situation to start off this game number 3 for every single roster involved.
Dog tags have been scanned successfully.
Loner and TV looking
arrives.
for a fight tag here, or some tags. Bring back their teammates. Hunter making a play for it, rotating around. He's going to get away from TV, so he stays alive for a little bit longer. Troll's now obviously going over to his teammate's tag. It's a little bit of a lag on the spectator client, which is interesting. Look at that. Oh, I've never seen this before. Oh, dearie me. We'll move over to a different team. Not too sure what's going down there. Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen. I've never seen this in the history of COD Mobile Battle Royale. Interesting. They're going to be able to get back their teammates, though, through the revive flight. So, Old Guards are still in it to win it. They could definitely qualify into the finals. A little bit of bug there for 30 seconds, but it seems to have left. Now, let's go on to the Filipinos. Finally, they're not the first team to die. These guys died twice in a row first. Now going into game 3, some other team has died before them. Shout out to the Philippines. Staying alive for now. We need a big time play for them, though. They are staying alive for now. Hopefully they do something later on in this game that can put them up the leaderboards. I don't know if I have confidence in them, though. I don't know if I have confidence.
Airdrop incoming.
As we're now looking on board, what team could actually win the day? It's going to be Olympic here, team number 22. They have 46 points going into this game, so they're looking decent. Remember, only top 3 go through. The teams in yellow go through into the final straight away. I don't know if they will be able to secure that position, though, based off their performance right now. What the hell is Any guesses what region these guys are from? Any guesses what region these guys reside in? Anyone? What do we think? What do we think, ladies and gentlemen? Oh my god, brah. Hey, I mean, it is in season. The World Cup's on. The finals this weekend, right? So I guess we just gotta let them have it, bro. We got 2 Paris rosters in here. Oh, dearie me. They might as well just play in the World Cup themselves. Oh, dear. Oh, my. I don't know how much I can watch this, ladies and gentlemen. I need to get back into the action. This is a disgrace! A disgrace! Oh, dear. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move back into the action, though, for now. I watch some of the teams that are at the tippity top of the leaderboard.
Airdrop has been delivered.
ENL are at the tippity top of the leaderboard, but that being said, they have no kills inside of this game.
Fire sale will start in 1 minute.
They have no kills here, so they might go down the leaderboard unless they pick it up, ladies and gentlemen. Highly likely. Going now to check out Marana. They also have 0 kills, so all of the top teams are really not performing that well. I believe the only team that is really doing anything was Wontons, but I haven't seen them in a minute. We'll go down the list and check out where they are. There they are, team number 20. They only have 1 elimination, so yeah, none of the top teams are really doing anything here. Finally able to get a second kill, love to see it. The third comes through as well. And those guys have been absolutely dookied on. As we're getting into the mid game now.
Airdrop has been delivered. Dog tags have been scanned successfully.
Checking out old guards here.
Return to the battle when the next revive
I just
flight
turn
arrives.
that chat off. There's, unfortunately, chat, there's some people spamming the same thing on YouTube short form, so I'm just gonna take the chat off my screen because I already obviously said that the guy got kicked
Fire sale.
for using a snowboard.
Airdrop has been delivered.
Your buddy's not coming back. He's banned from this qualification stage. He's eliminated. Out. No snowboard. Bro used it. Bro used it to rotate into the zone and to get out of fights. Done. Anyway, chat. Going over to old guards here. You can see they got 4 eliminations. These guys actually might be the top team right now out of the top 5 in terms of kills. Going into game number 3. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, Jackal, Medic, and Snowboard are all banned. Those are the 3 bans for this month of the BRL. Looks like OG might find a player in beside them. It's going to be Raw RTP over around him. Insomnia.
Airdrop incoming.
Oh dear, they know he's there. The shots are going to come through here. B might be able to kill him. Nope, he's not going to be able to do it. They need to kill him over on the side. He's ran straight through all 3 of them. Great play there from RTP. Shot's going to go down again. Able to hit him twice, but it's not going to be enough. RTP trying to make something work for himself. The TV seemingly spotted him. Goes out the other side of the house again. Oh my god, he survived for a long time, but it wasn't good enough. 5 eliminations on the side of old guards. Wontons only have 1 player left alive. Keep in mind, these guys are number 1 on the scoreboard currently. Question is, do they have any players around him right now? It's going to be Savage left alive. They do have a couple of players over and around, but they are far enough away to not be an issue. A thing that is an issue, though, is that Magma has taken down Chucha. Prime. They've got 5 eliminations as well.
Airdrop.
They're looking real good inside of this game. Keep in mind, this is Olympic that we're currently watching. There's third-party potential here as well on to ENL. Let's check it from their POV. They're able to kill that entire team instantly. Great stuff from them, getting a full 4 wipe. Oh my god, Julio turned on Hypno with the sniper. Shot's gonna go down. Will he get the confirmation? Yes, he will. A fantastic snipe from Julio here from the Latin America region. There is a player over on the top of the hill right beside them. That's a different team as well, but they're gonna rotate away from there. I love this play from ENL. Get out of the situation with 5 kills. As we go into the middle of game number 3. Cooling up the map, you can see where everyone's currently at. Seems like that bottom portion of Isolated has been taken up by a lot of different teams here. As a third party is able to kill the guy that was over on top of the hill from earlier. Let's go ahead and go on to Magma for now. As those guys might be in a little bit of a fight in just a couple of moments here. Hypno able to land on his dead body. Shot's going to go down from Exy onto the team that's across the road. Doesn't land any of them. He's looking for information here, as I can see a team is right behind him. Player in the car I don't think will take this fight. That's going to be Chucha Prime. Team number 1. However, Olympic moving onto the top of this hill. This is a great position for the current zone. Not a great position for the next zone, though, as they need to make their way into it. They know that there's a team around here. Spotter's going to go down. Where's he going to use it? Aha. Still doesn't use the spotter. I think he's deciding. There it is. Spotter finally getting used here. A lot of players from this team are using the sniper. I would actually rather opt for the SMRS as opposed to the sniper. SMRS, in my opinion, is a better gun than any real sniper, except for the DLQ Omega Maywatt. That might be up there. They're able to get a knock onto that other team. We're going to hop on board to see what Hypno is going to do, as he's further up and closer to the other roster. Shot's going to go down here for sure. Able to land a couple. Does the turn on come through? It does. Excellent mechanical skill here from Hypno. Gets targeted, runs outside of the door, makes the player pause shooting him, peeks instantly, gets the knock and the full kill. Lovely jubbly there from Hypno. Magma further back as well. Does spot ENL on the other side of the hill. They might target him. That's exactly what they're going to do. ENL with all 4 of their players remaining. They have 9 eliminations in the middle of this game.
they could end with a win in 20 plus, which would definitely confirm their placement into the finals of this month's BRL. Joel's been spotted here, but I don't think he's going to be really up to much. As ENL rotates into the zone, they don't need to worry about anything anymore. There's nobody left around them to be able to take them down, so they are going to stay alive. Now we'll hop on over to OG. I seen them take down that Filipino roster of HP. A terrible way to go out over to Old Guards. They do have 9 eliminations. They've spotted a Middle Eastern team right in front of them. We love the Middle East. You guys know I'm currently living in Dubai right now. Much love to all of the Middle East. Unfortunately for Shakra, he might get targeted. We'll have to wait and see if this comes through. It's going to be a 4v3. No, a 3v3. As one of the players is over onto the right-hand side. TV's able to take down one. As B is closest to the next players on the team. It's going to be a 2v3. Shots go down again. Not able to land the shotgun. Not able to get the one pump, but it finally comes through. Lovely jubbly from B. Unfortunately, they did lose TV in the process. And now Petty, last alive for the team. B's going to run right behind him. Tries to use his ninja to get closer. Not going to be able to do so. Ninja right over to the side here. He's in hand. Lovely spray. As he gets into the zone. There we are. Good job from B. Shots go down, able to knock him again. See you later, alligator. 12 eliminations from Old Guards, team number 23. These guys were 5th going into this game. And they're still looking good inside of game number 3. Remember, there's 4 games inside of a qualifier stage, and there's 11 kills here gotten by ENL. Why do I keep hearing this, buddy? I'm hearing too much of these skins making these noises, bruh. 11 eliminations. ENL have all 4 of their remaining teammates alive. We're not sure where any of the other rosters are compared to ENL, but it looks like a couple of them are in the next zone. PRS are actually one of the teams that are in the next zone as well, so they could make a little bit of a comeback here. I can see an African team have also made it into this current zone. Lovely to see those players staying alive. We'll have to hop on board with them and see where they're at. It's going to be Paris. Paris Adeyemi, Paris State, Paris Reborn, and Unk Joel. All of them just staying alive. They don't want to take any of the fights yet. Keep in mind, the server should be close to Africa this time around because it's a mixture of different rosters instead of the qualification finals. Ooh, I don't see that guy over there, but it seems like that player does. Adeyemi shooting into the abyss. Don't know where he's at. Julio's going to die here. ENL are now officially out. I believe that's going to be Chucha Prime are able to take down ENL. A team that's actually from the same region. Both of those guys based out of Latin America. Chucha Prime. We've seen them on the leaderboard going into this. But unfortunately, they haven't been doing too well today. What we're used to seeing from them. We're used to seeing them finish in the top 3, but right now they're currently sitting at 6th place position. They have a good spot in zone though. So I'm hopeful for them. It's going to be very close going down to the end of this game though, where everyone resides in terms of total points. Paris Demon has been spotted inside of that house. A snipe can go down here. Pangolo going to miss it. That should be another player from Africa trying to make his way into the zone. Not sure if he's going to be able to do it though, as the Latin American team has spotted him across the map. Looks like they're going to let him in. Another team just below them. They're actually in and amongst many different rosters here. They do have a nice little spot in the zone at the top of this hill. Shots. Santan not able to land on him. SMRS would have been nice there, but none of them is going to come through and land. Ooh, still missing. Yet again, they have a good spot in zone, but they're going to be third party here from behind. Shots are going to go down onto Uni. Oh dear, Pangolo in a bad spot here, trying to make way to get himself out of that fight. There's a third and a fourth party potential here, as many different teams are trying to make it into the zone. Uni's been spotted again. Shots go down, able to crack him. Not get the full kill just yet. Surely the full kill comes through. Ninja in hand, going to push him straight away here. Oh my god! That was almost unbelievable with the jet boost, but unfortunately it doesn't come through. Uni gonna get knocked and full killed. Swayze staying alive outside of the zone for a little bit longer here. The top on board to a different player for now, as that fight is unwinded. It's going to be OG here in this end game, and somebody has been spotted. I think we have to hop on board with the OG team instead. Their POV is probably going to be better. TV unfortunately getting knocked outside of the zone. Really far outside of the zone, so he's going for the mad strap play here, as OG are now playing for points per game instead of trying to go for a crazy one game show. AK-117 Mythic in hand for Loner. Every fight they take is going to be a 3v4 from here on out. They have 14 kills on the board. This is one of the best teams. Insomnia unfortunately going to get knocked here from the side. Fran deciding if they want to push up here or go for the rotational play. I mean, the rotation seems like that's what's going to happen. As we head on over to their POV. Yeah, they're in a tough spot here, ladies and gentlemen. A very tough spot as they're out in the open. The only thing they have is a hay bale and a couple of rocks with a tree to get themselves into the next zone. Shots go down with the sniper, not able to land one. I'm not sure what he's doing here with these missed shots, but we're going to go back on to Marana as they still hold this hill. Like I said, a disengagement came through there, but they were able to pick up a couple of kills. And as expected, this team's going to rotate into the zone right on time. This is the team that I knew they were going to disengage from earlier. As Swayze and Hattis just trying to make their way into this final zone. They're going to get past this team of Marana. They're staying alive for a little bit longer. But unfortunately, the third party is going to come in from the side, and we're going to head over on to team number 22 as they have 13 eliminations as well. OG still remain alive. Olympics still remain alive. Wontons are up and at it. Unfortunately, ENL have been out for quite some time, so they're going to drop down that leaderboard as well. It looks like a spot has opened up for another remaining team to go up into the top 3. Remember, top 3 gets you into the finals for $10,000. Anywhere from 4th to 10th gets you into sudden death qualifiers. He's been spotted outside of the zone. Unfortunately, he gets turned on by Hypno. Great accuracy there with the Annihilator. Oh, across the map onto Empty. That's going to be Wonton's player going down. B should die outside of the zone. They're not going to get the kill for it, unfortunately, because he did self-revive. These guys are throwing nades for no reason. That player's definitely not coming back into this action. There's only going to be a couple of players left inside of this zone here. And one of the teams that are alive is going to be Chucha Prime, a team that's fighting to get into the top 3. They're currently number 6 going into this game. They have 11 kills here, and they're going to get some placement points if they're able to stay alive for a little bit longer. They're just outside of next zone, but they can rotate in late and probably get some more placements. As a lot of the remaining players are just dying outside of zone. They can't do anything in this scenario. Hypno able to get another knock from the Annihilator. Shot's going to go down. There's another team eradicated. There's only 6 teams remaining. They can't get up that way, unfortunately. There's no snowboard to get up that way either. If they had a snowboard, they could get momentum and use it to catapult themselves up. But like we said, snowboards for this month of the Battle Royale League are banned. Any team that is caught using one will get their player kicked for using it. Hypno and the boys rotating into the zone here. This is going to be a big fight. It's going to be a 4v3v3. Chucha Prime have lost one of their players. And it seems, although this is going to be an open zone going into the final rotation, as Xy's able to kill one. Hypno is right in front of him. Pingolo's been spotted out in the open. Hades is going to be used across the map. Great accuracy at the start there. Able to get the knock onto Pingolo. Can he get the full kill? Should come through here. There is another player right above him. It looks like Magma's on the top high ground here, but he's going to rotate over onto the right-hand side. Hypno's taking the high ground. Xy's already on it. Now it's a little team wipe. Team v team. Hypno goes down along with Magma, and oh, dearie me. Future's going to fall, and I think this is actually going to go in the way of Marana.
Getting close to victory.
12 eliminations. Chucha Prime have one of their players left alive outside of zone, and that's going to be a first place 12 kill, maybe even a 13 kill win here for Marana as they spotted that final player. There it is. Good job to them. They needed that. Marana absolutely needed that game, as they were on the leaderboards, but they weren't in the top 3. They were 7th going into it. They got 32 points before game number 3 started, and if we calculate their scoring here with 13 kills and a win, that's going to give them 28 more points, which should bring them up to a respectable 60 total points. That should be them right neck and neck with the top 3 teams. They're all using that Izzy skin too. Big fan of the Izzy skin, but I feel like they could have, shown a little bit more. It is what it is, though. Chucha Prime obviously getting 12 kills with a 2nd place finish is going to give them 22 points. So they're going to be a little bit behind Marana off of that game. They won't be in the top 3, that's for sure. Then you can see Olympic finishing in 3rd place. I think they must have misplayed that a little bit, unfortunately, towards the end. They got a little bit too aggressive. But to be honest, what could they even have done? I mean, Chucha Prime rotated in really late. Future was shooting them from behind. Then they had Marana shooting them from the front. I mean, it felt like Latam connection there versus Europeans. Unfortunately for the European region at that end game. But all of them played it super well. You can go down and see where everyone else placed inside of game at number 3. I can see Old Guard's in there finishing in 8th place. They've actually really impressed me today. 8th place with 15 kills. That'll give them 17 points. Old Guards, if you look on the leaderboard, they're going to go up to, I would say, about 55 total points. So they're going to be a little bit behind Chucha Prime and maybe Mariana here, or Marana, unfortunately. Back to Prime, we didn't really see that game. They might have died early. We'll have to check out where they ended up finishing. They finished 9th, but they got 11 kills, so not too bad. 9th place and 11 kills, I mean, that's going to be about 13 points, so they're going to be up there as well. All of these teams in the top 5 are right beside each other. Dare I say, all the teams in the top 7 have gotten even closer, because Enigma were 3rd, but they fell early. I think they finished with about 50 or so points if you add up the kills that they have. So that top 7, they're getting even closer than what they were after the first 2 games. I feel like anyone down below top 7 is just not going to make it at this point, ladies and gentlemen. But the top 7 and up definitely have a chance to make it into the finals just based off these qualifiers. 4 Kings are in the finals already, ladies and gentlemen. 4 Kings are in the finals already. These are the qualifiers for the BRL month of July. We're not calling it the BRL just because it's an easier name to remember. BRL. If you think BRL, just think Ferg Tournament. Ferg Battle Royale Tournament. Battle Royale League is what BRL stands for, because we've just essentially made this a league at this point. Every month, tournament. And at the end of the year, I guess we'll have the finals. And then when we look through the league, we'll have to announce the MVP regular season. MVP, I should state. For who performed the best throughout the entire 2026 season. I mean, you've seen the list before with the MVPs. You've got a lot of Filipinos up there, Slayer's up there. Lotex is actually in there. I believe he was around 11th last time I checked. So there's a lot of Europeans and Filipinos up at the tippity top of the map when it comes to these tournaments. As for now, however, we're going to get ready to get into game number 4. Remember, this is the final game. If they don't perform well in this game, they're out. Any of the teams that perform well in all 4 games will go through to the finals to verse against the biggest and the best stars in all of COD Mobile. Not only just this season, but COD Mobile history. Because like I've said before, these players are the best there's ever been inside of Battle Royale. There's never been players as good as this inside of Call of Duty Mobile's BR. These are the tippity top dogs. They all deserve to put some respect on their names. All right, we're getting the leaderboards wrapped up. Once they're sent over to me, I'll make sure to put it on the screen. There's actually 22 different countries represented inside of this qualifiers. There's players from North America, Latin America, Europe, Africa, Asia, Middle East, Oceania, and also mixed/international teams inside of these qualifiers. 25 teams in total. You guys know we like to open it up to every region possible. As many different players from as many different regions as we can get, essentially. If you're interested in participating, you're more than welcome to do so by using the link to join our Discord server, where we host all of the qualifiers. And we'll host all of the qualifiers out of there in the future. If you do become a bigger creator or make it into the finals, you may be invited to join the Ferg production server, which is where we host the $25,000 video series or the finals of these tournaments. Either way, a couple of players are still reviewing results, and as soon as they've reviewed, we're going to get into the action. Game number 4. If you're wondering why there's a couple of players missing from teams, it's because they used the snowboard, and it's banned. The entire BRL month of July is no snowboard. It's done. It's gone for 1 month. I'm interested to see how players actually play without it going forward as well, especially in the finals. It's going to be interesting to see the finals of this. Either way, let's get that scoreboard updated as promised. YouTube, you guys are looking scrumptious today, so I'm going to give it to you first. TikTok, I got you with that update as well. Like I said, I mean, just look at this scoreboard. I mean, come on. Come on. From 7th up, bro, there's 9 points in it. From 7th to 3rd. That is unbelievable, bruh. Unbelievable. So close between those top diggity dogs. Olympic has a little bit of a lead, but I mean, if they don't perform this game, they're out as well. If they don't perform right here and now, they're gone. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Don't forget to like this video. Sure, go ahead, everyone. Like the stream, like the video. You're more than welcome to do so. This is game number 4, the final game of today's broadcast inside of these qualifiers, chat. If you want to see more qualifiers for the $10,000 championship finals, make sure to hit the like button. Hell yeah. subscribe, follow. You know the usual. As we get into game 4. It looks like E&L are already in a little bit of a fight here. Julio able to pick up 2 onto KTT. Full kill comes through, trying to get a 3rd here. Ooh, dearie me. This is unbelievable. He doesn't have any more bullets left. He's just trying to rotate around. Shotgun able to take down off Prime. And Yembo eliminating him instantly. Chapip last alive from KTT here. These guys did all right in previous qualifiers. It looks like 3 teams actually landed beside each other. This is going to really help ENL's case to make it into the finals. I also see that Wontons are in a fight straight off the bat here. Let's go over to Simple as he's closer to this team. He's trying to use his plates to his advantage here. There's 2 players on him, though. That's going to be bad. Bad situation for him to be in. Ooh, doesn't matter anyway. Kills Alina. And I believe that entire team has just been eliminated. Yes, they have. Unfortunately, Supremo's team is out and they did not qualify. You can see KTT Chipiplum is up here in the tower. He's last alive on his team as well. And it seems like ENL have done a really good job at opening up game number 4 to make their way into the finals. You can see them at 6th place. Those kills already are going to put them into 4th place. They're only 2 points behind the number 3 team. As for now, however, we're going to go and check out Back to Prime. These guys are 7th. Currently, they've got 3 kills. Oh, dear. And now they've only got 1 player remaining. That's not going to be good. It's actually Wonton that are fighting them here. Wonton are trying to hunt them down. There's 2 players left alive for Wonton, but they're coming back in the revive flight to get them up to 4. ATA, a risky move here. A very risky move. He's last alive in the team. Be able to get that revive flight back in. We're going to go check out Wonton 2008 along with Enti. They know that there's a player around them called Coco. They spotted him. This should be a free kill. He's out in the open. Surely they land the shots here. MG42 in hand. Only able to hit 1 shot with about 40 shots taken. Terrible accuracy. The Wonton team is back in action, though, as they have all 4 of their players up and at them again. These guys are contention to qualify. They might be able to make it into the finals here, but they need to get more kills. They have 4 so far. As for now, let's check out our number 1 team with 71 points. It's Olympic. No kills in this game number 4. There's nobody around them as well, so this is a bad start for them. They don't really need that many kills or replacement to get into the finals at this point. They do have about, let's say, a 16-point gap, which, to be honest, is very, very small. Let's check out Wonton again, though, as they're back into the action, it seems like. These guys definitely trying to make it into the finals. They do have a knock-on to somebody, but they haven't full killed it yet. There comes the full kill. And there comes another. Up to 6 eliminations here now. Back to Prime are in front of them. This is going to be a big kill. If Wonton are able to take down Back to Prime, that's going to be a team right below them that they could eliminate out of this competition. Coco right below him with a rewind. Oh, he's going to go for this kill. Right in there, insta-kill. Coco is eliminated. That team does not qualify into the finals, ladies and gentlemen. 7 eliminations here for Wonton. This is the best start we've seen from any team today so far, as they have spotted another team around them. They just don't know where they are. It's a 4v2 situation. But it looks like they actually have a 3rd teammate over onto the right-hand side here. It's going to be Tryhard from Back to Prime, so it's a 4v3. As Wonton don't know where they're at. Ooh, Tryhard's going to get a good angle here. This might be a solid pinch push, as Back to Prime could easily get a knock on to Wonton Savage. Not going to happen. They're going to go up onto the high ground here. They've got all 4 of their players back now. It's going to be a 4v4 between 2 teams in the top 7. Wontons is currently number 2 on the leaderboards. They could qualify based off this performance. Tryhard's right in front of them. This fight is going to happen here and now, ladies and gentlemen. Tryhard tries to land a shot and he's going to get turned on. Unfortunate situation. Savage is just a better player in that scenario. And Fate still alive here as well. Looks like Yumiko is over onto the left-hand side, so it's now a 3v4 situation. They have no idea where those other players are. Savage gonna rotate above them. Oh, that team's right below them. They know they just got rotated above. NT might rotate past them, though. He's on the low ground here. Let's check out where they're hiding. ATA moving outside of the zone here. Unfortunately, he is going to spot one of the players. Rewind gets used. Enti gives the call out. Can he land the shots on the ATA? Who's going to kill who first? Enti falls. ATA has 1 HP. Desori's going to get shot from behind, trying to come in with the third-party push. Unfortunately, for the broski, Wonton is coming for ATA here. They've just seen their player die, and they're going to try and hunt him down. It's a 2v3 situation between 2 teams in the top 7 here. Number 2 and number 7. ATA staying alive for now. He should probably just kill himself at this point, as it would be helpful for his teammates to come back into the zone through a revive flight. Yumiko, don't know where he's at. Ooh, over onto the other side of this area. I Harbor. Wonton probably just going to go into the zone here if I had to guess. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. They live to fight another day. 9 kills in the board. That's going to put them into first place. Unless Olympic have a lot of kills, which I don't think they do. Nope, they don't. So right now, Wontons is your number 1 team in game number 4. This is the final game. Whoever finishes top 3 in this qualifies into the finals of today's this month's BRL and today's qualification stage. Oh, a Kingbot right there too. That's going to be Chucha Prime in front of them. That's another team in that top 7 area. Can easily make it through the qualifiers here if they just have a solid, decent game. All of those guys are very, very close. I don't think a kill's going to come through here for the broski, but we'll watch his teammate as he's actually going to get sniped. Not good. Magma falls. Shots go down here. Annihilator needs to be used to perfection. The kill comes through. But unfortunately, Zluth is probably going to get killed here from Future. Nope. Smoke comes down just in time. Well done to him. As Hypno's going to leave Future for dead for now. We'll hop on over to XC, see what he's up to. Not too much. Also just trying to stay alive. 1 elimination for Olympic here. They need to do better than this if they want to stand a chance of qualifying. Keep in mind, these guys were number 1 coming into game number 4, and now they're all over the place. Speaking of teams that could qualify, I don't see ENL. I feel like ENL has been fully eliminated from this game, and they are no longer able to qualify into the finals. That's going to be team number 6. I don't see the original ENL roster. I do see a couple of players from their new team, which is team number 4, but not the original team, so it's not looking too good for them. They are out, and they have not qualified into the finals. Speaking of teams that could qualify, though, we'll have to hop on board with OG, as I'm seeing a lot of kills coming their way on the kill feed. Is there anyone else left around them, though? That's the question. It looks like they wiped the roster in here. Not too sure who they were able to wipe, but 6 eliminations is going to put them up that scoreboard quite nicely. Going now on over to the Filipino team. They landed Sakura this game. Is there anyone around them? I doubt it. I highly doubt that there's anyone around them over by Sakura, as that is going to be on the top of the zone. Yeah, they're safe for now, but I don't think these people are going to qualify into the finals. Fingers crossed that the Filipinos can do something inside of this game. I mean, just do something, please. Please, please, please. Anything. We'll take anything at this point, ladies and gentlemen. Now checking out the number 1 team going into this game. They can stay outside the zone for as long as they want. They don't need to worry about anything. Just stay out. Wonton in a little bit of a frenzy now that they've made their way into the zone. It looks like they're over by Kill House now. A team right above them. That's going to be an African team there from the Paris roster. 9 eliminations already is going to be a good start for them. Shot through the wall. Very good prediction from Paris Demon. Check out where all of their teammates are. They are surrounded here quite nicely from that team. They're all sitting in the same room. A couple of cluster bombs would take them down, but now Wonton are pushing in onto the roster right beside them. Shots go down. Santan's gonna get knocked, not before Empty gets knocked. Oh, there it is. Trades coming through. Oh, dearie me. Wonton have lost nearly all of their players. Oh my god, it's now down to Godster to make something happen. Godsteer, oh, he goes out the side and he's dead as well. Wonton finished with 10 kills, but no extra points for placement. That's gonna put them up to 73 total points. Oh my god, Paris Demon showing why he's a demon. Absolutely lovely there from him. Oh, almost turns and kills Pingolo as well, but able to take down 2 players on that team. Unbelievable. Unfortunately, that team number 16 is going to be eliminated. Those guys are called Merciless Esport. They are from Africa, and dare I say it, they're one of the best African teams we've ever seen in the qualifiers, so good job to them. They will be in the sudden death qualifiers going on this upcoming week, so if you want to see that African team play against the very best in their final chance to qualify into that $10,000 finals, you know where to find the tournament stream. Either way, looking over onto Marana now. Team number 11. They've got 4 eliminations so far. They're going to need a little bit more than that if they want to qualify into the finals. Going into this game, they were sitting at 3rd place with 60 points. They're now up to 64. I don't think that keeps them safe, unfortunately, as Back to Prime are still alive.
Airdrop has been delivered.
OG is also still alive, as we'll hop on board with them. They are getting shot outside of the zone here. That's going to be Back to Prime actually shooting them outside of the zone. Poltergeist being used by TV. That's an interesting strat right there. Loner able to kill one of the players from Back to Prime. That's good for him. Also Hypno dying outside of the zone. So a lot of these teams at the top 3, top 7 position are now dying outside of the zone very early on. That's not looking too good. All of them outside of the zone. Look at that. Future Prime might actually third party this, so we'll hop on board with them. They've got 6 eliminations this game. I don't think they're going to see Magma right there. XE also going outside of the zone. Zico makes it into it. But unfortunately, the zone goes past him. Lanai just trying to get himself back up to full health. Lots of these top teams dying outside that zone, man. They're going to lose a lot of their strength if they can't get all 4 into the zone. That's not going to be good for anyone if they're up for contention to qualify into the finals. Let's go and check out the other Paris roster. This is going to be Reborn and Adeyemi. Adeyemi and Reborn, expert Jackal users, but they haven't really done too well with using a gun recently. See it? Able to kill one. Another SMRS. This is going to be Raw in front of them. Shoot the SMRS. Surely he'll get a full kill. Ooh, barely misses it. Unfortunate. He's standing out in the open here. This is not a good fight for him to take with this angle. These guys have 0 kills so far. They got a couple of knocks this game, but not really much else. As we're going to opt to watch a team that could qualify. Spotted RN1. He's going to go down as well. Now Marana trying to get more kills. They have 8 on the board here. This could secure their qualification into the finals. Shots go down on to Paris Reborn. That's going to be a Nigerian team they're shooting at right here. Not able to land any shots just yet. Pingolo missing absolutely everything. As he might readjust his angle here. We pull up that lovely next zone. And you can see nobody's in it. An early rotation would really help any of these teams. Still going to miss shots onto that African roster. Haaland able to take down Adeyemi from Nigeria. Should be able to just revive him here. Ooh, Raw's going to shoot them from the side. That's going to be Damon on the opposite side of the same zone. Unfortunately, going to take down that player, and I don't think he's going to get back through the revive flight. Back to Prime still alive here with 5 eliminations. They need to do more if they want to stand a chance at qualification, though. Keep in mind, top 3 go through to the finals, and 4th to 10th go to sudden death. As these players are trying to make it even just into sudden death. If they don't make it into the direct finals. 8 eliminations from Marana. They're looking good. They're looking mighty good right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final game, everyone. The final game of today's qualifiers. This is game number 4. As it seems like there's a lot of different teams still alive that could qualify. I like this spot. This spot's an amazing spot in the zone. They do have all 4 of their team still alive as well. I love this. This is great for them. What's not great is the OG have to make themselves known to get into the zone as they're taking down teams right in front of them. That's going to be SCRS. And it looks like Loader's able to take down the last player on the team. That brings them up to 10 eliminations. What could have turned into a toxic fight actually ended up benefiting them without them even taking a casualty. Old Guards going into this game, they were 4th with 55 total points. They're going to be right alongside Marana, Wontons, and Olympic after the current kill count that they have. Shots going over onto the side here. We're going to have to hop on board with potentially another teammate from Old Guards. As B, you might be able to hold them off here. They should take this angle. Oh, it's actually going to be Insomnia trying to hold off the players from the other teams as the zone's collapsing in on itself. Still think that Marana have one of the best spots in the zone. Shot's going to go down. Can't even see the player. It's going to be Grim Zhao taking the shots. I think this game's going to go in the way of Marana, chat, and they may confirm their way into the finals here. Because they have the best spot in the zone, and everyone needs to rotate right into them. OG has spotted them, though. They could get third-partied here. Raw's being spotted from beside the team OG.
Smoke's going to go down here. It's going to be a smoke bomber play to try and keep his teammates alive. Shots go down with the sniper, not able to land one. Still trying to shoot over onto Marana. You should not fight that team. That team's going to make it into the finals no matter what at this point. B still alive along with Insomnia and TV. Lovely shots from Insomnia, able to take down Damon. 14 eliminations on the board here for team number 23, known as Old Guards. 8 teams still alive. Shots shoot. Ooh, I'm surprised that wasn't a headshot. Bang, another shot goes down. Hallen not going to take the damage, though. These guys are looking absolutely splendid for this late game fight. I don't see a way in which Marana chokes this here. As if you want to rotate into the next zone, you have to go through the open area of the map. And they have all 4 players alive with a bunch of loot and 11 kills. They're looking like they're in the best possible scenario to win this game and also win the day. As we look down the leaderboard, you can see Olympic are still alive here, but I mean, come on. Olympic have 1 kill. That's them on 72 points. I don't think that's going to be enough. All of these teams that are still alive are right behind them in points, and they have many more kills. They're going to need to have a big end game, as Chicha Prime could hold them off from this zone. That's exactly what's going to happen, and I think this might be the end for Olympic here, ladies and gentlemen. This is not good at all. Magma just trying to stay alive to fight another day. XE gets 3 into the zone to get more health. This is a bad fight for all of them to take. 2 of their players die outside of the zone. They're going to go for the med strat instead. Oh dear, the med strat doesn't come through and they are out. Olympic are going to fall from the first place team, guaranteeing themselves a qualification spot into possibly outside of the top 3. And they may have to go to the sudden death qualifiers later this week. Not a good spot for them to be in at all. As Future makes it into the zone here as well.
Down to the last 5 teams.
With his team, that's Chicha Prime. They're also up for contention to qualify. And unfortunately, Lanai gets targeted here. And like I said before, I'll say it again. Marana had by far the best position in this zone. It looks like they're just bullying everyone outside the zone at this point. Picking up free kills left, right, and center. Worty getting free kills. Pingolo getting free kills. These guys aren't going to be able to do anything against this team. All 4 of them still alive. They don't need to worry about a thing. Starting the game at 3rd place, they're going to finish possibly number 1 with all of these kills. 4 of their players still alive in this final zone. Hallen, Pagolo, Worty, and Ninja. Just chilling. Like 4 villains. Pitcher last alive on his team. I don't think they've qualified either. Pitcher Prime didn't get enough kills or a better placement here to get themselves into the end game. Pangolo getting killed from TV. That's part of Old Guards. He has 10 eliminations? Oh my god, an unknown Slayer using the Rambo skin. This could be an underrated player for future qualifiers and tournaments. Dropping 10 eliminations in 1 game here, ladies and gentlemen. Now only 3 players alive. If they all teamed up, they could take down Marana. 4th place if he dies right now. There we go. Reborn's going to get killed outside of the zone. Now up to 3rd place. Old Guards making a statement here. That's going to get them about 22 points so far, which brings them up to 77. They've just passed Olympic. Olympic are officially not in the finals. They'll have to go through the sudden death, as it looks like TV's going to try and make his way into the zone. Raw RTP also is going to get shot at from the same time here. But unfortunately, I think TV's going to die first. He's going to finish 3rd. And Raw RTP finishes in that 2nd place position with his ninja ability. Marana able to take the 1st place for game number 4 with 18 kills, 19 kills, and a win. That's going to be 34 total points. They're going to skyrocket into 1st place, and you're going to see that team in the $10,000 finals. As for Olympic, I think they're gone. I think they're donezo. I believe that Wonton's got about 10 kills before they died. Olympic only got 1 or 2 kills. It's going to be close between those 2 teams as to who got the 3rd place position. But I really feel like Old Guards, they could have sniped that. They could have sniped their way into top 3 and taken down either Wontons or Olympic. As far as Chucha Prime's concerned, I don't think they had enough kills, unfortunately, to qualify. Along with Enigma, Legends, ENL, we know them as, they are unfortunately out. Back to Prime, on the other hand, didn't really see too much of a good game from them either, as we'll look at this scoreboard really quickly. But you can see where everyone actually ended up placing 19 kills in a 1st place. Like I said, that's going to be 34 total points, which brings Marana up to
94 points, ladies and gentlemen. Raw, on the other hand, are not going to qualify. I don't think they might get into the sudden death, but they're not going to get into the finals from here. OG, like I said before, 15 kills and a third place. That's going to give them 22 points, which will give them 77 total. They took over Wontons. So Wontons, I feel like, are out. I don't think Wontons are in it anymore. It's going to be between them and Olympic. I'm not sure which one of those teams finished higher based off of that performance. So we need to go down this list and check where everyone actually placed. Make sure if you're a fan of the BRL or of any Battle Royale esports to hit that follow and subscribe button. Like the stream, of course, as well. We'll go further down this list in just a moment. Nice play, Team 1. Indeed, iconic. Indeed, Leocious. Slayer's team made it to the top 5K qualifiers. I mean, Slayer's team already in the finals. However, they may go into the qualifiers in future. Now, I have something to ask, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want to see it? We may open one slot for these qualification teams to go against a guaranteed finals team to see if they have what it takes to take them off the #1 spot. For example, a team like Slayer's team could go through the qualification stage if they wanted to. Now, if they did that, we would put them on the scoreboard in red so that you guys know this team had the option. They had the option to go directly into finals, and yet they still wanted to go through the qualifiers. That's something that we may do. That would open up another qualification spot for other teams as well. So if finals teams want to do that, we may open up that slot for them to instead go directly into finals, go through the qualifiers so that they can get practice. Because it's becoming a narrative now that a lot of these finals teams are not getting good practice because there's not enough events. And the only good practice that they can actually have are in the qualifiers of our tournaments. It's up for debate. We may do it in the future. We'll have to wait and see for BRL August. Either way, going down the scoreboard, you can see, ooh, team number 3 actually did really well in that game. Not bad at all. There might be a very different scoreboard on that 4th to 10th position for the sudden death qualification. You can see Back to Prime unfortunately died in 10th place with a couple of kills, so they're not going to qualify for sure. I really don't think Olympic have qualified. I feel like Wonton took over them there in that game, but we're going to need to find out where Wonton placed. You can see them there, 16th place. As we go down the list, 10 eliminations. It's going to be so close. It's going to be really close. I think it might even be a tie between these teams. It's going to be deathly close. Whichever team takes it, I mean, they're going to be extremely happy, but whatever team doesn't take it, I would be crying. 16th with 10 kills, not bad. You can see kills are evenly split here, to be honest, between all of the teams. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we have our last normal qualifier on Monday, and then we move into sudden deaths for Battle Royale League July. Either way, we're getting the scoreboard wrapped up for you guys. As soon as it's sent my way, I'll make sure to put it on the screen. When you ban SMRS, it's just different months have different bans. We've banned SMRS in the past many different times on lots of different tournaments, but just this one, unfortunately, it's not banned. So it is what it is. It is what it is, broski. All right, let me bring up my other YouTube short form chat because I took it away as everyone was just spamming the wrong stuff. All right. Oh, we've got the final scoreboard up. My scrum diddlies. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the screen over on YouTube. If you're curious about the event rules, there it is, YouTube, for anyone curious about that. It's going to be like that for the finals as well, except it will be 7 games and not 4. But up on your screen now, YouTube, you can, of course, see the finals for the July qualifier 1 on your screen. And TikTok, don't worry. I haven't forgotten about you, my scrumptiouses. I'll put this onto the middle of the screen, and then we'll get that settled so that everyone can see where their favorite teams were able to land on your screen. To be honest, I'm not surprised. Marana at the top. I expected them to be in the top 3. They finished in the top 3, and it looks like Wontons on the other side of things are gonna drop to 4th and barely not make it into the finals. Old guards do get those 77 points that I did talk about. So for the first time ever, and their first ever Battle Royale League qualifiers, they get into the finals. That's actually quite impressive. I look forward to seeing them go forward and play in that $10,000 finals, which will be held this month of July. Like you can see on the graphic, BRL Qualifiers 1 is what you were watching today. Marana, Old Guards Esports, and Olympic all making it through to the finals. Your 4th through 10th team are going into the qualifiers. They're in gray. Going into the qualifiers, that's going to be Wontons, Chucha Prime, Enigma Legends, Back to Prime, Merciless Esport, which is actually a African team, Lost Kensei Zenith, and Redmond. Redmond barely make it into the Sudden Death qualifiers, which will be held, I believe, on Wednesday. Will be the Sudden Death qualifiers from this round, which will feature all of the 4th through 10th teams. Either way, chat, that's going to wrap up the qualifiers of the BRL, the first ever qualifiers for the BRL July. There will be another qualifiers on Monday. We got Sudden Death qualifiers on Wednesday and Thursday for those last remaining teams to make it into the finals. Whether or not they will, we'll have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, any team is allowed to play in these qualifiers or in the finals. You just need to be over the age of 18 due to Activision's ruling around their game and tournament. But I have hold no prejudice towards any region or ethnicity. We love everyone, and we want to invite everyone to play in these tournaments, whether they're from the east, the west, the middle of the world. With that being said, chat, make sure to subscribe if you're new around here, or follow. Live your life with purpose. Do something that will help your life mentally, physically, financially, with the rest of your day. And I hope to see you back here again very, very soon. We'll be streaming again on Monday for more COD Mobile qualifiers for the BRL July $10,000 tournament, chat. Interesting play today. The rotations were different. Not a lot of easy rotations, I will say, because there really is no snowboard. You're not allowed to use the snowboard. With that being said, chat, make sure to join the Discord if you want to enter in or register a team for future tournaments. That's it from me, chatting done. Have a great rest of your day, Pookies. Love you all. Bye, my scrumdiddlyumptiouses do. Have a great rest of the day, Chattington, though, my Pookie Barrington.